Crooked River, Chapter 7. Seeing the beads in the center of our wooden bowl, I could not imagine how they had come to be there at first. For a moment I thought they were little berries. As I carried the bowl downstairs, I squinted at them, trying to imagine how it was possible. Where had the berries, ripe or unripe, come from at the end of April in Ohio? And how had they found their way into the bowl we had left upstairs with the Indian? "What are you staring at?" Laura asked when we reached the bottom of the stairs. On account of her bad eyes, I held the bowl higher. The glass beads rolled in tiny circles. "There's something inside the empty bowl," I replied. "Beads, I think. The Indian left us a handful of little beads." "What?" Laura leaned closer. "Ain't they pretty?" I said, rocking the bowl gently so the glass beads turned and circled inside. Pa was fond of saying that the Indians were so simple they would trade everything they owned for a paltry handful of worthless trade beads. I had heard him tell folks that he could likely buy the whole state of Ohio, nay, the whole country, from the Indians for nothing but whiskey and blue glass beads if he was given half the chance. But I had never seen any real Indian beads before, and I had to admit they were beautiful-looking things, and maybe I would have given away something of my own to have them too. "Why would the Indian put beads inside our bowl?" Laura asked, rolling them back and forth with her finger. "To thank us for bringing him food," I said. "Perhaps?" Laura gave me a sharp look. "That's purely foolish nonsense, Reb." "We gonna keep them?" I asked carefully. Laura pressed her lips together. "You want to keep something from a murderer? What would the Lord in heaven think about that, Rebecca Ann Carver?" "I don't see what's wrong with saving them," I answered, holding the beads in a small chink of sunlight. "Ma would say it was wrong," Laura insisted. "Now wouldn't she, if she was alive?" "I don't see why. How's keeping them gonna cause any harm?" I argued. "They didn't murder no one. They're nothing but a few glass beads." I'm not sure I wanted those beads so fiercely, but I did. We didn't have many beautiful things of our own. Laura had a plain gold ring that belonged to our ma, and a fine ivory comb from the East that was never used, and a piece of lace for her wedding gown some day. I had a silver teaspoon from ma and a 2 small pair of silk gloves. That was all. Laura looked at me and heaved a sigh. "All right." She turned the bowl on its side and poured the 6 beads into my hand. "But don't you dare tell Pa what I done," she said. And now I could count 6 handsome beads from an Indian as mine. Each morning, Bird Eyes and Tall Girl Who Follows bring me a wooden bowl filled with salty meat, bitter yellow fruits, and coarse bread made from dirt and dust. I do not refuse their food, but I eat slowly, and I think of deer meat, sweet with maple sugar, pumpkins boiled soft in the fat of the bear, and thick corn soup at sunrise.